Thank you. Thank you very much indeed, Bunny. And Africa has been a prime example of a foreign policy that has been avowedly interventionist. I believe in the power of political action to make the world better and the moral obligation to use it. I do not believe that in this time, the early 21st century, international politics can be just about nations' interests, narrowly and traditionally defined.
Issues on governance, issues on development.
I believe that now, today, our self-interest is in substantial part defined by the well-being of others. That the consequence of globalisation is that our best chance of security and prosperity lies in advancing freedom, opportunity and justice for all. It follows that where oppression, poverty and injustice exist, it is not only our duty, but also in our self-interest to do what we can to bring about change for the better. And I believe nowhere is that clearer than here in Africa.
The struggle or battle for values. And I wondered if you could just elaborate on that, particularly given our interest.
African conflict creates millions of refugees in search of a better life. African poverty deprives this continent and millions of people of the chance to succeed, and deprives us in countries like mine of successful and stable partners for economic growth and the benign exploitation of commodities and natural resources. Failed or struggling African states are breeding grounds for the very extremism that threatens us everywhere. And yet African peaceful coexistence between Muslim and Christian shows how different and better the world can be. I believe it is wrong that President Bashir, intent, I'm afraid, on bombing his way to a solution, is determined to obstruct any effort made to reinforce the African Union's ability to improve security and stability. I believe we have to offer President Bashir a choice: engage with us on a solution, or if you reject responsibility for the people of Darfur, then we will table and put to a vote sanctions against the regime. As useful as I used to. Actually, the most embarrassing thing is whenever I go anywhere and they have film of me having been there 10 years before. African governments should also hold other African governments to account. In Zimbabwe, decades of repression have forced up to 1/3 of the country to flee. Life expectancy has dropped from 60 in 1990 to 37 today, less than Sierra Leone, incidentally. And South Africa's economy loses some 3% of GDP thanks to Zimbabwe's economic meltdown. Now, I welcome the determination of the countries of Southern Africa to tackle Zimbabwe's problems through the SADC and President Mbeki's leadership bringing the two parties together. The world is waiting, wanting to engage with the reforming Zimbabwe government. We support, therefore, SADC's efforts to develop a clear plan. But for the people of Zimbabwe, this is urgent, and change before the 2008 elections essential.